Welcome back to the Weekly Watch Report, where we talk about the things we watched this week. Weekly Watch Report on Monday. 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 I tried to add snaps into that one. It didn't work. Fuck. Didn't land. That's all right. All right, let's talk about the things we watched this week. I have some things that I watched. Okay. So I watched The Place Beyond the Pines, which I thought I had seen years ago. And I didn't remember half of this movie. I didn't. And it's a fantastic movie. Ryan Gosling, Eva Mendes, Bradley Cooper, the younger kids that are in it that are actually older now, but when this came out, they were kids. Really fantastic movie. And quite a shock in the middle of it, I guess I
don't think I've ever seen this movie.
This movie's so good. I guess I want. Do you care if I spoil it? Like, is this something? This movie came out a long time ago.
No,
Noah, do you remember this movie?
Yeah, no, I've seen this a good amount of times.
The fact that Ryan Gosling just dies in the middle of this movie, I was so upset because I was so captivated by his character. Like I was in a trance watching Ryan Gosling and Eva Mendes, and then all of a sudden he fucking dies, and I was like, "Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?" Yeah, you kind of forget that. It's crazy.
I've definitely not seen it.
They kill off the main character middle of the movie. Whole movie. They got a whole movie left. He's gone. But I do like, the continuation of the story where then it ends up being about the kids 20 years later. I get it. I thought it was a great movie.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a B+. I'm going to give The Place Beyond the Pines a B+. Also, the fact that Eva Mendes and Ryan Gosling, they met on the set of this movie. I could see it. The chemistry is just off the charts between these two. I watched the Scott Peterson documentary on Peacock. Now, it's crazy because there's a Lacey Peterson documentary on Netflix. Now, I was watching the Peacock one, and then I close out and I go to Netflix. I'm like, wait a second, wasn't I just watching this on Peacock? Why is there two documentaries? What's going on? I always feel strange grading documentaries like this. Like, it's like, what am I supposed to grade a documentary about this man potentially killing his wife? Like, I don't know. It's always weird to me to grade the documentaries like this.
Yes, but you're grading the quality of the documentary. You're not grading like the story.
Yeah,
I don't even. Here's the problem. I don't even know what the quality of this is because I don't remember this story. There's a lot of stories I do remember being on my TV, like my parents watching unfold, like Natalie Holloway and Casey Anthony. Like I remember those so vividly. This one I don't really remember, but I think it's because it happened. And I don't want to be wrong, but I have a day in my head, but I don't want to be wrong. 2002. So I was way too young in 2002 to be like paying attention to this trial on TV. I was, 5?
Yep.
So yeah. I didn't know. I don't remember this at all.
Would have been inappropriate if you were watching it.
Would be very inappropriate. So I don't really recall this, and so it's hard to be like, what do I think about this documentary? Because when you could recall things and you're like, I don't know. Let me come back to that one.
Was it a good documentary?
I don't know because there's no answer. I don't. You know what I mean? Like there's no answer. Scott Peterson was put into jail and he was convicted, but do I believe he did it? Yes, but there are some people who believe he didn't, and then it kind of leaves open-ended, and they're interviewing him in jail, and you're watching this guy and he's smiling and laughing, and you're like, it doesn't seem like you're distressed that you've been in jail all this time about this. I don't know. That's my takeaway. I'm like, so yeah.
So fair.
And then I watched 2 episodes of Temptation Island. It's the most recent season, but I don't think it came out this year. I think it came out last year.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say. I was like, is there a new season I don't know about?
It came out in June of, I think, 2023, not 2024.
Okay, I definitely watched that whole season.
So I watched the first 2 episodes. Obviously, this show is so wild. Like, this show is just insanely wild all the time. I'll give this a C minus. Like, you know, we know the format by now. We know the name of the game. These couples go there because they want to cheat on each other. And that's what happens. And that's the new stuff that I watched.
Okay. I finished Love is Blind UK. It was a really good season, I will say. I was very impressed with the season they put together. I'm very invested. I'm looking forward to watching the reunion. I felt like all the couples that actually have potential to have a successful relationship did get married, and the ones that probably didn't get married. It really felt like they made some of the right decisions. Some of the breakups were heartbreaking, because there's one specific couple I really thought were gonna stay together, but all the other ones, that was definitely the right choice. And like I said, I'm really excited to see the reunion because I want to see, like, you know, because a lot of them, I don't know, I don't know if like there's a level of rationality that these UKers have that us Americans do not. Because a lot of the breakups, right, when we watch Love is Blind, the person who does the dumping is like, oh, well, maybe we can make it work. We'll see. Post. And the person's like, you broke up with me on the aisle. Like, it's never gonna work. I never trust. Like, it's a whole big thing. And it just felt like these folks were like, yeah, maybe we do date after this, you know, see what happens. They're like, it was probably the right decision. We didn't get married, but we could still date. Like, it was just like, yeah, it just seemed a little bit more reasonable. I will give those last, so it was like episodes 9 through 11. There was like the last episodes. I'll give them a B plus. I thought they were really good. I very much enjoyed this season of Love is Blind UK. I also finally finished Love Island UK. Watched like the last 3 or 4 episodes. Finally saw who won. Shockingly, was not spoiled for me at all.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Which is crazy. Like, I just watched and was like, wow, yay, I'm happy for them. Like, it's like it's a good couple. Rooting for them. I hope they make it work. I could be saying this and they've like already broken up. I don't know. I haven't, because I stayed away from spoilers. So like I haven't seen what any of the updates have been on social since then. But it was, all in all, like I've said it a million times, it was an okay season. Not great, not terrible, but it was somewhere in the middle. I'll give that like a C. It was just really, it was average. I'm
gonna just admit something really quickly while we're on the topic of Love Island.
Yes.
Did I rewatch some of Love Island season 6 again?
The same episodes?
Yes, I did rewatch. And I actually, quickly, I want to say, so Emma and Julie, who do Comments by Celebs, they were at my house, not this past Friday, but the Friday before, my apartment. And they talked about this on their podcast. I didn't want to publicly say that they had never seen Love Island before, but then they talked about it. So no, I can talk about it. They came to my apartment and we were talking about Love Island, and I was like, guys, how have you not watched it? Like, this is insane. Like, this is crazy. And they were like, we don't even know where to begin at this point. Like, whatever. And I was like, all right, can I just show you guys one episode? Like, let me get one shot at this right now to show you one episode. What episode do you think I played for them to get somebody to be like, what is this show?
I mean, you probably have to do the recoupling. The Casa recoupling, no? Or is that jumping too far?
I think I thought that was jumping too much into the drama.
That is probably drop. Oh, really? Maybe the Andrea Vodoff?
No, I didn't want to show them any like actual drama because they don't know but I just wanted to get them to be like interested. I showed them the heart rate challenge. I was like, just watch this episode and tell me this isn't something you're interested in. Their jaws were on the floor. They were like, are you kidding? And I rewound it a bunch of times too. I was like, watch that part again. You see what's happening here? Are you seeing this heart rate challenge? And they were sold. They were like, holy fuck, we missed the boat on watching this.
They did. They definitely did, but it's, it's never too late.
I told them they should just watch this one from the beginning though anyway. Like just watch it from the
Totally.
I said people will never get tired of hearing about this season. Watch this and recap it on comments by celebs. Watch the whole thing and do a late recap. People would love to get back into it.
They would. They absolutely would. I started the new season of Emily in Paris. I watched 3 episodes. I can't quit this show.
Is it true that a lot of it's in French this time?
There's a decent amount of French. I wouldn't say a lot of it. Like it's I wouldn't say it was more than past seasons.
Mm.
Like not a noticeable difference in my mind, I would say. But I just can't quit the show. And my God, we're on season 4 now, and it's just like the will they, won't they? How long can they keep this going? Granted, I've watched 3 episodes. I also think there's a part 2 to this season. So I don't even know how many episodes came out in part 1. But I've watched 3. And it's just like, God, come on, people. Either they get together or they don't. Like, pick a freaking lane. Like, pick one of them. It's just nonstop.
Mm-hmm.
And I just can't seem to quit it. I'll give it a C plus. I will continue to watch. I will always watch new episodes of Emily in Paris when they come out, but is it good? Hard to say. I've been catching up on Claim to Fame. I was behind. I watched the first 3 episodes. I'll give that a B minus. Some diabolical moves happened early on in the season.
Okay.
There was some more gameplay happening than I thought. There was some lying, some deceit, some people planting ideas that have not really happened in the past seasons. So I was enjoying that. House of the Dragon episode 6, I'll give a B. I still have to watch 7 and 8. Don't have too much commentary on episode 6. I feel like there's just a lot of buildup happening. That's that. I've watched Inside Out too. Loved it.
Yay.
Oh, loved it.
Ah, so good.
God, those people at Pixar, they just know how to get you. They just
so
know
good.
and they just know how to really, especially with Inside Out, they know how to really describe your emotions.
Mm-hmm.
And they do it so well and in such a digestible way for young and old, where it just really hits your heartstrings. Like the way they portrayed anxiety, I thought was so well done and like wasn't too intense, wasn't too like crazy, but also wasn't downplayed and was taken seriously. And I just thought it was great. It's an A. That's an A for me.
It is solid.
Really good. And then the last thing was I started the challenge, season 40.
Oh, I
Good
gotta watch
stuff.
that. Fuck, I gotta watch.
Yeah.
I gotta catch up.
Yep. The first 2 episodes. Great start to the season.
Oh, I gotta watch. Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
Yes.
They hit the ground running. Big elimination right off the bat.
Let's go.
And there's some twists and turns coming. Like the first few episodes are always the best because that's when TJ is like, and just when you thought you had everything figured out, this is what we're doing this season. And then everyone was like, so I feel like we're at that point. So I watched episode 1 and 2, thought it was great. I'll give it a B plus. I'm locked into the season. Now there's 40 seasons of the challenge. I have not seen all of them. I'm a more recent challenge viewer. So I know of a lot of the older players, but I'm much more familiar with like eras 3 and 4 than I am eras 1 and 2. And it is great though, because they just make it in such a great way where they cut to flashbacks, they cut to moments. So I'm like, okay, I'm learning about these people. Now I feel like I'm getting a sense of things that they have done in the past and what they were good at, what they weren't good at. So it's great, very entertaining. If you're not watching, you absolutely should. It's a great way to fill that reality TV void right now.
I can't wait to watch that because I'm the opposite. I'm more familiar with eras 1 and 2 because I
Yeah.
watched all of the early seasons of the challenge and then fell off a little bit later on. So I'm really excited to watch this season, and that just reminded me that I wanted to catch up. So I am
Yeah.
going to get on that this week. Noah, what did you watch?
Okay, I guess we're not counting the Love Island USA season 6 reunion as like we don't have to grade that.
I
No,
mean, I feel
because
like we've already talked about it, you know.
Yeah. Okay, so I watched this movie called Monkey Man. It's with Dev Patel. He's in it, but he also directed it. Just a lot of action. It kind of reminded me of like a John Wick type movie, like just an absurd amount of like murder and fighting, which was very entertaining. So, and he's always good in everything he does. So I'll give it a B. Like there wasn't much story or plot. It was kind of just all fighting, which I was fine with. That's what I was looking for in the moment. I watched the first two episodes of Bad Monkey, just sticking with the monkey theme.
mhm.
Um, the Vince Vaughn Apple TV show, which is also good. The first episode was kind of slow, and I had to like revisit it after like I had turned it on and then I stopped watching and then I turned it on again. But if you make it through that, it's good. It's a good show. I like it. Um,
Bad
did you
Monkeys.
hear that?
No.
Oh, there's just loud thunder.
Bad Monkey's one of those shows that Matt has been putting on, and I've just been on my phone the entire
Does he
time.
like it?
Yeah, like he likes it, but I've just been on my phone the entire time. Like I don't know why. It was kind of like the first episode, like you said, I wasn't like so interested in
Yeah.
that.
If you
Now
make it through that,
now I feel like I'm lost.
yeah, and it's just classic like Vince Vaughn playing Vince Vaughn.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
but yeah, I'll give that a B as well. Like, hopefully it gets a little bit better, but it's just one of those shows that like I feel like I've seen people saying like it has a good vibe. Just
Hmm.
it's the vibe of the show. Um, Still watching like Suits sporadically, season 6 now.
I love your
Um,
dedication to Suits.
it's like I am not that dedicated because I like went months and months without watching it, but now I'm just like I kind of ran out of shows, so I'm like I guess I'll go back to that.
Yeah.
But I'll give that a B as well. Like now I'm kind of like I'm falling out of it again. I don't know. Like the storyline of Mike in jail is just getting a little
Hmm.
like ridiculous.
Yeah.
Um, and then with all the Zoe Kravitz just talk and her being in the news and stuff, like I threw on High Fidelity. The first episode
Yeah.
last night I just rewatched.
Ah, good show.
It is such a good show, and like it's since because I actually saw her in one of the interviews. Like someone asked her about that, and she was saying like how she's always been like, I'm so devastated that we only
Hmm.
got one season. Like, and I'm still like, how can no one pick this show up and continue it? Like, I don't get it. Like, why does it have to be Hulu? Why can't it be anyone? Like, it's a travesty that that
Yeah.
show ended.
It was a really good show. I loved that one.
Yeah.
Um, any
Um,
more Zoe Kravitz we can get her, Big Little Lies,
I
season
know.
3, where are you?
And I also just feel like that show, High Fidelity, this is like she's just perfect for that because like
Mm-hmm.
that character is so cool and she just fits it.
Mm-hmm.
Sad. Um, and then I watched one episode of season 5 of Veep last night. Just threw it on, and those are always amazing.
Yeah.
I'll give High Fidelity that first episode an A minus. And then yeah, Veep, I'll give it an A. Like that, it's just always amazing. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's all I watch.
All
Great.
right. And that's everything we watched this week, guys.